Hi, this is part 2 of 3 tips to an effective list. In part 1, I talked some basics on how to kind of compile a list. This one now I'm going to go a little further into it. I'm James Lott Jr., super organizer, and this is what I do for a living. I've been a super organizer for 11 years, and I love lists. I have lists on all kinds of stuff. Let me just show you a little something. I got lists in this book. I have lists on this pad. I have lists on my phone. But how I get everything done and how I get stuff done is that they're very effective. You can have a list and your list not work for you. I know people think, well, what really, that can happen? Yes, that can totally happen. So in part 1, I kind of give you some basic tips. Now in part 2, I'm going to give you 3 more tips that are kind of a little more in-depth. But still easy to follow and remember. Now, I am wearing a hat. I told folks in the last video because my hair's a little crazy. It's quarantine. I've been home for like 54 days. No hair and makeup. No, just kidding. I don't do makeup, but no hair. And I don't want to scare you. No, that's okay. I won't scare you. I won't scare you guys. I want you to focus on my tips, not on what's on top of my face. I did do this at least, so that's something good. Okay, so these are 3 tips to effective lists. And I'm going to start with number 1, which is after you've written the list, break it down. Now, there's certain ways you can break it down. Everybody has their own thing. Now, I have 3 things that I like to call priority, secondary, casually. Priority, secondary, casually. So priority is what really needs to get done. Those are the first things you need to get done. Like there's certain emails, a project, the lawn, whatever. That's for first. Secondary are things that need to be done, but they're not as priority. They're not as dire. If they don't get done today, life would move on. Like there's no deadline with some of these things, but they need to get done in a timely manner at some point. They should be done within the next couple of days because that needs to be done. And then casually, of course, there's things you like to do that are on. Sometimes they're ongoing. You're like, I want to clean out the closet. It's not dire. You do it today, but it's something you've been wanting to do. You want to go through the shoes. Maybe you want to give stuff to charity. So it's something you want to do, but you want to have it on the list so you know to do it because you do want to do it. But it's not as dire, and it's usually after you've done the primary and the secondary stuff, priority and secondary stuff, then you can get to this stuff also. Or sometimes casually stuff you can do in between the priority stuff. Like you want to break from doing the priority stuff, like you did one thing here and one thing there. You just need a little break and do something that's not as heavy. Do one of the casual stuff. And maybe something quick, maybe something like, gather the trash cans. I don't know. So just do that, or it could be go outside and pull some weeds in the garden. That's a good little breaks in with all the heavy stuff you're doing. Maybe doing something lighter that is on your list. You're done. Maybe it's hang a picture, and you've just been sitting over there in the corner. You have the mounting squares. You just haven't done it. Take a break from over here. I say get away from the computer, mount it, and that's actually done. So. But you can break into 3 things. So it's priority, secondary, and casually. Number 2, you can choose a method of listing. So this is where it's up to you. And I always feel like there's so many different ways you could do this. It's just one way that I do it. Well, a couple ways that I do it sometimes. Sometimes I do from most important priority to least important casually. So it's like just literally on this page, actually it's like that. It's just all listed start from number 1, go all the way down. So you can do it that way, and that's fine. That works. You just check it off. 2, you can do blocks of time. Now, I do that sometimes too. I break it up and go, okay, from 10 to 11, emails. From 11 to 12, a meeting. From 12 to 1, lunch. From 1 to 2, social media marketing. From 2 to 4, writing. From 5 to 6, music. Like there's days when I've done it that way. It's been wonderful. Like, so that full hour from 12 to 1, everything on the list has to do with emails, I'm doing it. Everything on the list has to do with social media, so you can do it that way. So like subcategories, but blocks of time are really good sometimes too. Some people do some feel go there. Some people do days of the week. They'll go, okay, Mondays are for this, Tuesdays are for that, Wednesdays are for that. Sometimes it is schedule dictated. You have certain deadlines, or you're working on certain things on certain days with the people. Sometimes collaborations, kind of lend themselves to that. So you could say, okay, so Monday and Tuesday is these 5 things. Wednesday, Thursday are these 7 things. You could do that. Or just create your own unique system. I mean, these are just 3 examples. Again, you want to do what works for you. But if you're just like, I don't know yet, try one of these systems and see how it works for you. And one of these may work for you. Or you can tweak even these systems to be tweaked a little bit to be, I want you to be uniquely you. So because to me, the best part is it's you. In the last episode, I talked about how you should name things the way you talk and the way you think. Same thing with this. You should do things the way you think. You want to use your brain to its best, advantage. You want to make it super simple for yourself. You don't want to complicate it. And all these different listings make it easy to cross off stuff, to see what you have to do, what you have done. It makes it very easy to say, oh, I did this, I did this. And it feels good. It feels good when you do that. It really does. It's such an accomplishment. And the 3 is just really a simple one, just matter of choice of material. It could be phone, could be tablet, could be cards. It could be, then there's also, you can buy the lists, these packaged lists that you can buy. Day plan. See these? They have all these different things out there. But I'm saying you don't have to buy these. We're out of the stuff you have to go shopping. You don't have to buy these things. I mean, they're nice to use. They're cute. I have some. But you don't have to buy them. And so you can do your own thing on pads of paper. I mean, however you want to do it. But it's all about you making a choice on where you want to do this. You could do it on apps. There are apps that have note-taking apps, Notepad, Evernote, things like that, note-taking apps. You can do handwritten on pads, type it out on a computer, and print it out. So it looks like it that way, like printing out a punch list. Oh, there's other ways too. There's other things you can do, but it's literally what you feel comfortable with, and what's easy for you, and what you will work with. So this episode is all about, after you've written it, breaking it down, choosing a method of listing, could be blocks of time and things like days of the week, and then choice of material on how you're actually going to have the list on. What are you going to have your list on? Make sure it's most accessible to you. And again, the easiest thing you'll go to. If you have your phone on you all the time, maybe it's your phone. So I always think don't overthink it. It's all about you making it all, because you have a lot of work to do, make it easy for yourself. That's my bottom line. Again, small steps lead to large rewards. And that's my book that's out right now on Amazon under James Lott Jr. You can get there too. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope these tips actually help you. And I might do a few more of these. We'll see. If you have any questions about list them below. Wherever you find this video, list them below. If you're on my YouTube channel, JLJ Media, subscribe. It's great. And then if you are on any social media platform, there is the SOS show and the Super O on Twitter, the Super Organizer on Facebook. Go ahead and follow those. You can ask me questions there too. But everyone, please be safe and stay sane.